Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Today we're going to do a playthrough of Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. This is very similar to the Firefly game that I've played already on this channel. This is actually the predecessor, so this game came before Firefly. However, I am playing it with the expansion. That's primarily what I want you guys to see, because there's tons of people playing the basic game. But I want you guys to see the expansion, see if maybe it's something you want to pick up. I think it's pretty cool. It adds a ton, in my opinion, to the game. So I really like having the expansion. So I'm going to do one of the expansion 3 objectives, and I will be using all new characters from the expansion as well. So if you'd like to keep watching to see how you actually set up the game, feel free to watch this video. Otherwise, if you just want to go right to the playthrough, feel free to go down to the next video in the playlist, and that will be the actual playthrough of the game. So without further ado, let's set this game up. So one of the first things you're going to need to do is to set up your Hive deck. How you're going to do that is you're going to determine your 3 objectives you're going to do. There's going to be always an objective 1, an objective 2, and an objective 3. I chose 3 out of, I think there's 6 of them with the expansion. So there's going to be 2 level 1s, 2 objective 2s, and 2 objective 3s. So I picked one of each one of those. And what you'll do is you'll grab each one of those objectives and you'll place those on the board, and I'll show you where that is in a little bit. But how you set up these is, okay, so this is going to be objective 1's deck. This is going to be objective 2's deck, and this will be objective 3's deck. Then, if you want to make the game a little bit harder, and I'm going to be honest, I don't need to make it harder. I'm not great at this game, but I want to show you guys this, so I'm going to do it anyways, and if I lose, so be it. There are soldier cards that you can put into the game that make the game more difficult. There's one for each level, 1, 2, and 3. Depending on how difficult you want to make the game, you can put a specific amount of soldier cards into each level. I'm going to do 1 from each deck. So here we'll pick a random one from 1, place it there. Then this is number 2. We'll pick a random one from here, place it into this deck, and then a random one from number 3. We'll shuffle it up and we'll grab this one. So that way there is now a soldier alien in each episode deck. Also, there are drones. Now, if you played the original, you're used to the drones. However, they did come out with this adjusted chart to show for difficulty. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it a little closer to camera. There we go. And depending on how many players, you use that amount of drones in it. So since I'm going to be playing a 2-player solo game, but I'm going to be using 2 players, I'll put no drones in the first deck, 1 drone in the first episode deck, and 2 drones in the 3rd deck. So how we do that is we grab our drone deck, and I should say they give you like 15, 20 more drones too. So 1, we won't put anything. We'll put this one here, and then we'll put this one and this one here. Okay? Then what I'll do is I'll shuffle these 3 up, put 2 right on top of 1, or 3, and 1 right on top of 2. And then that will be placed up in the Hive area. And I'll show you that as well as where the objective card goes in just a second. Next we have setting up the barracks. This is very similar to setting up the, I think it was called the barracks as well for Firefly. You'll have certain heroes that you'll use, and based on those heroes that you choose, you'll grab up to 4 different ones. So I shouldn't say up to 4, you'll grab exactly 4 of them. And what I'll do is I'll shuffle these all off camera and place them in the barracks area, and I'll also show you that when I show you where the Hive and the objectives go. So, but these will be the 4 that we're using. We're going to be using Eileen Ripley, or Ellen. Can you tell I haven't seen the movies? I apologize. Ellen Ripley, Private Drake, oh man, I can't even read that, Brother Morse, and the last one will be Executive Officer Kane. And I believe all of those come from the expansion as well. So the expansion comes with 8 new characters. I chose 4 random ones, and you'll see how they're different. They are a little bit different than the original ones. there's no new keywords, but there'll be people that have double icons on them, stuff like that. So anyways, those will be our barracks that we're going to use. Alright, the next thing that we do is set up our hatchery. Our hatchery is going to be filled with face huggers. Now if you've seen the movie, you know what those are. I haven't, so I didn't know what they were until I started playing this game. Let me tell you, they're not good. They will come and attach or latch on to you as a character, and then you have your turn and the next player's turn to get rid of it. If you don't, you discard that face hugger and you get that chestburster card. That chestburster card goes into your discard pile, but when you draw it, you die. Done. Because essentially that face hugger has gone into your body and you have turned into an alien. Now there is a variant to the game where you can then turn into the alien queen and fight against the characters. Obviously I'm not going to do that when I'm playing solo, but there is that option. Next, we have the wound deck, which is similar to like the strike deck in Firefly. The only thing that's different here is you do have some wounds that you cannot heal. So you see that red one, the one here on the far right? When it's red, that means you can never heal it. Not even the healer or the medic can heal that. So the white ones, they're not good, but you can heal them. The red ones, you cannot heal. The other thing about the strike deck is you'll see cards that are not just about striking like a number. Let me see if I can find one. You'll have certain ones that have, like this actually comes from the expansion, this slow gestation. It's going to go into your deck, and then every time it's revealed, if one of your teammates can show that red icon on it, you just discard it. Otherwise, you get a chestburster because it slowly is turning into an alien in you. So there's going to be new ones that have come through that expansion as well for strikes. But so what you do is you'll just take this deck. It's pretty big, and you'll shuffle it right on up. All right, so what we have here is the specific location that we're going to use. So we're going to use Fiora Fury 161, and I don't want you to read it because I want it to be a surprise, but anytime we draw a hazard, depending on which hazard it is, we have certain effects that happen, and that comes from the location. Over here we have the Sergeant. So the Sergeant is going to be always available. It costs 3. It's going to be a deck that's actually upside down, very similar to the brown coats in Firefly. It's going to have different symbols up here, and it's always to recruit, coordinate. Okay, so I'll shuffle those up, and then those will be on the table as well. And then I just wanted to show you the 2 basic cards that we have. We have the Grunt over here and the Specialist here. So the Specialist gives us recruit, the Grunt gives us attack. And you'll start with 7 Specialists and 5 Grunts. So you'll have 12 cards in your hand plus 1 card that's specific to your character. And I'll show you the characters I'm going to use. Okay, so the 2 characters I'm going to use today is the Security Chief and the Medic. So the Medic actually comes from the basic game. I'm using him so that hopefully I can survive long enough to show you guys to episode 3 at least. I'm hoping I can get there. We'll see. The Security Chief is from the new expansion, and what I really like with him is he actually comes with 2 cards instead of 1. So the Medic, we'll place this into the Medic's deck, and it's his specific role card, but the Security Chief here, he has 2. One is for recruit and one is for attack, but both just do a draw card effect. So he just gets to get more cards in his hand. The Medic gets to draw a card, and then he can actually heal a strike from any player. So really like that. On here, ignore the 5 and the 4 on top. That's only if you're potentially going to be playing with an alien attacker or somebody who is a saboteur in your group. I'm not playing that way, obviously, as solo. What you're going to pay attention to is the hearts here, so 10 and 11 health. If ever they get damage exceeding that, so strikes exceeding that 10 or 11 health, they're done. And unlike Firefly, you can't heal them and bring them back. They're gone for good. Alright, so here is the playing area for the game. So this will be where I'm playing my cards from the appropriate decks. Here is where you are going to be getting more of your cards from the barracks. When you purchase cards, you'll grab more from here. Here's our sergeants. This is our locations. These are our objectives. Over there, that's the hive. So every round, what's going to happen is a card's going to come out of the hive and move through the complex and then come into the combat zone. Okay? You also have the strike deck right here, and the hatchery for all those wonderful face huggers, and the chest bursters underneath. And then we'll throw all of the discarded stuff over here. So that's how the game is set up. Hope that helps, and hope you guys are excited to see a playthrough. Thanks for watching.